Hi again everyone and welcome to another episode of Beards and Board Games with me, Georgie. Today, something totally different. I've got a guest review on my channel by Eduardo Baruf, a guy who recently made a game called Liftoff, which was kickstarted, funded, fully pledged and done. He's now got a new game coming up which is called The Siblings Trouble. That's recently... Well, it's his new game that he's going to be doing. It's not yet on Kickstarter, but keep your eye out for that because I'm sure it's going to be another great hit, just like Liftoff was. A little bit about Edo. He has his own channel, which I'll be putting links and descriptions down below about. He also used to be a video games designer. He used to design games for smaller companies and also larger companies. I think he was with Disney at some point as well. And to be honest, I'm just really proud and honoured to have him do a review for my channel. So now, here comes Edo.
Hey everybody, Edo here, and Georgie from Beards and Board Games asked me to come on and review a game because he did a guest review on my channel, and I don't have a beard, but I do like board games, and I wanted to tell you all about Cube Quest, published by GameRight. And Cube Quest is a whole lot of fun. I don't have the entire board on here, but it gives you the general idea. This is actually the second edition board. The original board you fold it in half and got a crease, and actually GameRight was super awesome. When the new edition came out, I told them I was having a crease issue with my old board, and they sent me the three slice version of it. Super awesome customer service. I have to commend them for that. I didn't have a receipt or anything. They were just awesome. So, Cube Quest is a lot of fun. It's essentially a dexterity game where you're building up your army of dice on either side of the board, and you're then going to do a little flick game as you're trying to knock out your opponent's king. So the win condition is knock your opponent's king die or cube off the board. And he has to start in the castle, but you can then set up everyone else however you want. So it's a little like crossbows and catapults, but with dice. Now, these dice feel a little flimsy and cheap, but actually they're not. I mean they are, but it works because of this felt-like material. It's not really felt. I don't know what it is, but smooth. And flicking the die really feels right to have the lighter die for flicking and balancing, and it plays to the game's strengths actually. But so what you're going to do in this game is essentially you get to set up so you're on either end and you're facing each other, and you have your side of the board and they have their side of the board, and you're building up your various walls and formations on either side. I have to say, having played this a number of times, I don't really think there's a winning formation. Things pretty much fall over. There's only so much strategy you can put into how you're going to build up your walls and stuff, but it's fun. And you can double thick them, you can block them. This is a great game with kids. Ethan and Evan really enjoy it. Super simple. And so anyway, you build up your side. I won't do it on this side, but then what you're going to do is take turns flicking cubes across in an effort to knock out the king. And essentially what's going on here is you'll notice each of these cubes is a little different. I mean, there's sets, but there's the soldier, it's a goblin, or probably actually orc, sorry, and a number of other ones, the knight, and each of them has a little ability, but the basic idea here is you flick across, and you knock some things over. Now, if you're face side up, your guy stays there, and on your next turn you can continue to flick him, or your opponent may have flicked him off. Face doesn't matter on your side, but on your opponent's side, every character also has the shadow face. If the shadow face is up, they are considered captured. And then you take them off the board and you roll them, and if they roll that same face, they're knocked out. If they're rolled the good face, they're brought back to your side. That also happens if they're just knocked off if they're just knocked off the board, they're out. And so essentially, as they're rolling across, the fighter does really well because he only has one face showing, but the orc has more. So the orc, the orc does better. Other ones have other abilities. The medic die lets you take a medic die off the board, and you can roll up to 6 characters who have been knocked out and bring them back. But you got to protect your medic because they can get knocked out. You have a freeze character that can block a die, and a number of other little abilities that you can use on each of the characters. So simple, one-page rules, point scoring, and for the advanced play, and advanced rules on the back, and then a simple sheet. And you can actually have essentially a max, to how many guys you can put in the field in the advanced play, where you can sort of say, hey, we're only going to play with this many points, so you might have to decide between orcs and fighters and that. But for quick play, we just usually play with all of them, and it's a lot of fun. It's simple, it's cool, it's well done, it's enjoyable. You do need a good table for it. The old first edition maps were a real problem, but they fixed them, so kudos to that. And, you'd say, well, there's a little ridge here, but that actually does a good job of helping the dice flip and roll and add some dynamics to the game. So it's fun. Pull it out when people don't really want to think too much. So, fun game. Thanks, Georgie, for having me on the show. Awesome beard. Bye.
Thanks again, Edo, for doing the review of my channel, and thanks again for just being such an awesome guy and producing some awesome games, and I really can't wait for the Siblings Trouble to come out. Links in description, Edo's channel down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to his channel. Thanks for watching again, guys. Catch you guys later.